This is EcoMint. Let's get right into our not so unlofty ambition. How might we reimagine the global economy so that it prioritizes the environment? Our answer: we create a digital asset underpinned by the value of positive environmental action, an ESG token backed by carbon. We start with mining carbon credits from energy performance improvement projects in buildings. Then we grow a blockchain-based ESG currency ecosystem. Here's our plan. We start in a market that is exploding. Carbon going 30x in the next 8 years and 200x over the next 30 years. Hard pressed to find a better sandbox to build in than this. Our product addresses a total gap in the carbon market. Buildings. 100 million tons of carbon avoided annually due to energy efficiency projects. At current value, even for the cheapest carbon in the market, that's 500 million of value owners are missing out on. If we project forward in 2050, if the analysis of the likes of McKinsey and Trove are correct, that rockets to over 10 billion. With our model, just with the growth of our MVP, that's about 1 billion annual revenue. The next part of this plan responds to the fact that traditional carbon markets suck. It's a rickety build with low liquidity, poor quality offsets, and just bad traceability and transparency. So it's clear that we're in a sector that's going to see a ton of growth. We have a plan to target a grossly underserved part of that market. Now it's also important to set the stage for how current systems and for how our solution helps fix that. We fix that by bridging the carbon credits we're minting directly onto blockchain based on dynamically verified energy efficiency savings from incontestable utility metering data. The origin and traceability of these carbon credits we're verifying is immutable. Their quality is inscribed to the metadata, and through our direct-to-chain bridge, they enter a vibrant, rapidly growing, and increasingly liquid on-chain voluntary carbon ecosystem. We're talking about the future of carbon trading. We're talking about automated and trustless processes that create a continuous stream of carbon into the marketplace where buyers can buy with all the knowledge they need and no friction. Gone by the wayside will be the traditional way of having verification bodies sporadically burp out chunks of carbon into the old marketplace with poor visibility to buyers. Done we are with a months-long process of sending carbon projects through antiquated verification mechanisms. We aim to disrupt because that's what's best for the planet. Also, come to mention it, I wouldn't be surprised if AIDA expresses support by the end of this year for the carbon market to be moved on-chain. I sure wouldn't want to be out of position when that happens. Our first year is laser focused on launching our MVP and getting a beachhead in the carbon space, but we do not aspire to be a one-trick pony. I'm going to try to give you the 1-minute fly-through of what our ecosystem evolves into. You got a company reporting ESG data in line with a standardized framework. We ingest that data, we then conduct automated validation of that data, and have a third-party program operator provide spot assurance to maintain confidence in reported data. Once given the green light, the Web3 gate is opened and that data is bridged on-chain into an ERC 721 NFT with all the ESG indicators fractionalized and captured in the metadata. At the same time, we have a community-governed DAO, call it CO2 DAO, that has gone through a detailed, science-based weighting process for the indicators. They apply those weightings to the fractionalized units of ESG data, which results in minting a normalized value token that lives on-chain and goes back to the owner's digital wallet. It's important to note that the owner of those positive ESG impacts will have two main options for their digital environmental assets. One, they can choose to report out and take credit for all impacts, which then retires the impacts with the proceeds going to NGOs pre-selected by the community-governed DAO. Or two, the company is free to sell their tokens to then reinvest in their own company. In selling their CO2, they realize financial rewards but are not able to claim ownership on their books or reporting for the positive ESG impacts. Let's talk about scaling. That MVP provides a return quickly, because if we engage just a small percentage of the built environment, we'll hit $7.5 million revenue by year 2, which exceeds expected MVP startup costs and launch costs. Both the growth of MVP and the build out of the rest of the ecosystems keeps the CAGR on track for somewhere near $1 billion in revenue by year 10, and much, much more as you forecast outward. We're doing this to save the planet. We're going into a market that's blowing up. We have a good starting niche. We provide value way beyond that, and the opportunities that'll come out of the initial project are substantial and many. We hope you're interested, and we hope you'll join us, because we all got to do something. It's too important not to. Thank you very much.